now going to work some attacks using the overhook and figure 4 grip from butterfly guard. So again, I'm playing butterfly guard with Darren. I always have my feet on my training partner's hips or knees. If I need to, if his head comes forward, I can always use my hands to keep his shoulders away from my hips, and then I can start to get my grips going from here. If I find that I'm able to push using the collar tie, I'm going to then take I switch my collar tie from the left side to the right side, and then I take my overhook here. I can use this to get an underhook, or what we can do is I can grab the wrist. I can bring his hand in a semicircular motion, so here towards me. I took his hand in towards my belly button. I get my figure 4 grip. I scoop my hips underneath here. I press my right foot to the floor, and I start elevating with my left leg, and I come up onto my right shoulder and the right hand side of my head to come up on top into the mount. So I can either take the mount, or I can roll to my left side, throw my right leg over, and then we can start going into our different triangle finishes from here. So again, I push, switch my grip, take an overhook, I grab the wrist. You can also see I'm playing on one hip. I don't want to be square here. I want to put weight as well down using my whizzer. So I'm putting more weight onto Darren's left hand. I grab his wrist and I bring his hand towards me. I feed it in towards his belly. Take a figure 4 grip. So I'm going palm facing up, and then I lock it in with my left hand here. So the hand is going in towards his belly. My 2 feet are on the inside. I scoop my hips underneath so I can get under a center of gravity here. Fall to my right hand side, elevate with my left leg, press my right foot to the floor. I post on my shoulder and my head, and we come up on top into the mount, or we can start attacking triangles from here. So we'll do it again. So framing, keeping my partner at bay. I push, switch my grip, take an overhook, and if I find that my training partner is able to posture up, so he's able to posture up and take his hand off the floor, it means I'm not putting enough weight down on that left hand. So what we can do is circle and then exaggerate the angle even more. If Darren tries to posture up, this should be a lot harder, and this should buy me time. I can also use this to set up triangle attacks from here. But staying with the butterfly guard sweeps, I go active overhook, so shoulder down towards the floor. I grab his wrist. Instead of just pulling it off the floor, I take it away from his shoulder, so I slide it towards my hip, put it in towards his belly. We lock up a figure of 4 here. I scoop my hips in. I press my right foot to the floor, elevate with my left leg. I'm on my right shoulder and the right hand side of my hip here. Left leg goes over. We can go into triangles, or we can go straight into the mount. So we'll do that one again. So we're here, keeping our partner away, kicking, pushing. We switch our grip, we take our overhook. If I find that Darren is able to posture up and take his hand off the mat, it means that I haven't exaggerated this angle enough. So I'm just going to turn my hips towards his hand, and I whizzer hard with my left shoulder. I grab the wrist, and instead of just like trying to pull it in towards his belly where his shoulder is and where his post is strong, I'm going to bring it away from him here, in towards my hip. We put his hand in towards his belly and going palm facing up. I can either use a thumb or go thumbless grip, it's up to yourselves. I lock up the figure 4. I scoop my hips in, fall to my right hand side, elevate with my left leg, press my right foot in the floor, post on my right shoulder and the right hand side of my head, and we come up on top, either into our triangle finishes, or we can take them out. So we'll do that one again in real speed. For our next technique, we're going to use the overhook to set up the triangle. So the way the technique works is I'm constantly keeping my feet on my training partner's hips and knees. I push to get weight onto his hand. I get my underhook, and then I get my overhook. This time what I'm going to do is I put my foot onto my training partner's hip, and I can grab his wrist. I put his wrist in towards his belly, and instead of sweeping, I'm going to lock up the figure 4, and I just throw my right leg over his shoulder. We cross our feet, and then we can go into our triangle finishes from here. So we'll do this again. from a different angle. So again, it's a push. I put my foot on his hip, I take a collar tie, overhook, I grab the wrist, feed the hand in towards the belly, I fall back to my shoulders, I throw my right leg over Darren's left shoulder, I cross my feet, I then let go of his hand, and then I'm going to take a left collar tie where I'm able to stop Darren from posturing. So if Darren tries to posture, it should be very hard. So again, so just do it from this angle here. So it's a push, collar tie, overhook. I put my foot on my training partner's hip. I can also, if I want, you can see here, just turn around, I can put my right foot on his knee, depending on what, if Darren tries to pull away, it should be hard. I grip the wrist, put the hand in towards the belly. If Darren tries to pull away, I have good control. I sit back to my shoulders and try to get my head on the floor. On the way down, I throw my right leg over his left shoulder, we cross our feet, and then we take a left collar tie. We're ready to start attacking our triangles. So again, so it's a push, collar tie, overhook, foot on the hip, foot on the knee if we need it. We take the wrist, bring the hand away from the shoulder. So now his pulse is a lot weaker. We lock up our figure of four. I use my overhook, so my overhook and my figure four to pull Darren's head towards me here. I throw my right leg over his shoulder and I take a left collar tie. So on the finish for the triangle, we just turn around Darren. So for the finish for the triangle, we take a collar tie, we pinch our knees tight, and I unlock my legs. I keep that squeeze with my legs. Left foot goes on his hip. I load my weight up onto my left side, and then this allows me to push off his right hip with my left foot and then go to the right side to either grab his knee or his armpit. If we can get the back of the knee, this is going to be even better. We kick our heel down towards the floor. We connect our hand to our shin. We lock up our triangle and we pinch our knees together and we kick our left heel down to the mat with active feet to get the finish. So we'll do that again. So it's a push, foot on the hip, collar tie, overhook. If Darren tries to take his weight off his hand, I can always kick out his post here. So Darren, if you try to posture up, it should be hard if I kick out that post. So again, just turn around. So let's say I find that there isn't too much weight on Darren's left hand. We can kick, wrist control, figure four. I use my overhook on my figure four to pull Darren towards me, and then we cross our feet and we go into our triangle attacks. So I'm going to take a left collar tie to stop him from posturing. I squeeze my knees together, so we just turn around a little bit here. I squeeze my knees together, I put my foot onto his hip, load my weight up onto my left side, I push with my left foot off his right hip, and I underhook this leg here, trying to bring his knee as close as I can to my shoulder. We kick our heel down towards the mat, we connect our hand onto our shin, we lock up our triangle, squeeze our knees together and get the tap from here. So we'll do that again in real speed.